this video, we're going to examine or look at the past continuous, or what is also known as the past progressive. It is a form of the past tense. The definition of the past continuous is the past continuous is used to show that an action or a past action was occurring or happening at a specific moment of interruption, or that two ongoing actions were happening at the same time. The past continuous is formed by using either was or were, depending on the subject, and was or were are past tense conjugations of the verb to be, and the present participle, which would be a verb plus an ing ending. Here's an example. They were sleeping when the phone rang. Were sleeping is the past continuous. It's an action that was happening, and then some other action happened, and that action would be a simple past. The phone rang. So within that time frame of sleeping, the phone rang. Questions are indicated by inverting or switching the subject and was and were. Example, were they sleeping when the phone rang? Were they sleeping when the phone rang? And a negative would be made with the word not. So they were not sleeping when the phone rang. Here we have one example of the past continuous within a chart. And we can see that the past continuous falls under the category of the past tense as opposed to, and not part of the present tense or the future tense. But the past continuous communicates that an action, in this case was studying, or the studying, occurred or was occurring when something else happened. So we communicate the past continuous with a form of the verb be, which is was or were, and then the present participle, or a verb plus ing. And as in this chart, we could see that the studying was occurring between 2 p.m. and 5:45 p.m. It's not important that we have a time or specific time. We just need to communicate that an action was happening during a certain time period when something else happened. So the something else that happened would be this simple past tense, in this case ate, and the past continuous is the was studying. So while I was studying outside, I ate my lunch. So now let's look at some more examples. Past continuous with affirmative, negative, and interrogative or question statements. So with the affirmative, it's was or were plus the verb and ing, probably easier way to remember that instead of the present participle. I was sleeping, I wasn't sleeping, or was I sleeping? You were sleeping, you weren't sleeping, were you sleeping? He was sleeping, she was sleeping, he wasn't sleeping, she wasn't sleeping. Was he sleeping? Was she sleeping? We were sleeping, we weren't sleeping, or we were sleeping. They were sleeping, they weren't sleeping, and were they sleeping? Here are examples of past action occurring, the past continuous with an interruption, the past simple. I was watching TV when the power went out. Went is the past simple, and was watching is the past continuous. While we were eating dinner last night, my aunt called. Were eating is the past continuous, and called is the past simple. Her dog was sitting by the bed when she woke up. Was sitting is the past progressive, and woke up is the past tense. Here are examples of two past actions occurring, past continuous, at the same time. Amy was making breakfast while Kevin was getting the kids ready for school. Here we have two past progressive verbs, was making and was getting. The kids were opening presents and their grandparents were watching with delight. Two past continuous actions happening at the same time. We're opening and we're watching. And the moon was shining and the stars were glistening. Was shining and were glistening are both past continuous. Let's look at some more examples of the past progressive. And in this first set of examples, we'll look at past progressive plus a past progressive. So that means that two events were happening at the same time. So, or events or activities. The first sentence, I was reading is the past progressive, while she was cooking dinner. So this is another past progressive. Two past progressives happening at the same time. Next sentence, she was studying and her brother was playing video games. Was studying and was playing are both past progressives. The kids were drawing while their parents were talking. Were drawing and were talking, past progressive. Next sentence, she was listening to music while he was cleaning the house. Was listening and was cleaning, both past progressives. Next sentence, I was looking for my keys while she was getting ready. Was looking and was getting. Next sentence, she was painting while her sister was practicing the piano. Was painting and was practicing. The next one, I was brushing my teeth while she was washing her face. Was brushing and was washing. Last sentence, they were watching a movie while they were baking cookies. And again, past progressive plus and another past progressive, two events happening at the same time. So in these final examples, let's take a look again at the past progressive with a past simple. So this would be an event or an action was happening when something else happened. So the first sentence, we were waiting for the bus when we saw an accident. Were waiting is the past progressive, and saw is the past simple. And we could reverse the sentence. We could say, we saw an accident when we were waiting for the bus. Second sentence, they were washing the car when it started to rain. Were washing is the past progressive, and started is the past simple. Again, we could reverse the sentence. It started to rain when they were washing the car. Next sentence, they were reading a story when the lights went out. Were reading is the past progressive, and went out is the past simple. Next sentence, the dog was barking when someone knocked at the door. So the dog was barking past progressive, and knocked is a past simple. So again, something is happening, some event is happening when something else interrupted it or an occurrence happened during that past progressive thing happening. So in this sentence, we were walking. While we were walking in the park when we found someone's purse. Found is the past simple. Next sentence, they were dancing when the song stopped. Were dancing, past progressive, and stopped, past simple. He was running when he twisted his ankle. Was running, past progressive, twisted, past simple. Again, we could switch the order. He twisted his ankle when he was running or while he was running. Next sentence, they were chatting when the teacher came in. Were chatting, past progressive. And again, American English speakers will pronounce the T like a D, so chatting as opposed to chatting. Were chatting, past progressive, came, past simple. I was writing an email when my computer crashed. Or when a computer crashes, it means that it turns off or stops functioning. I was writing, past progressive, crashed, past simple. They were traveling through Europe when they met some new friends. Were traveling, past progressive, met, past simple. And last sentence, he was eating dinner when the phone rang. Was eating, past progressive, and rang, past simple. Eating is another one of those words in American English that, even though it has a T, pronounced with a D. Eating. He was eating dinner when the phone rang. This has been an explanation of the past progressive or the past continuous.